Hello, YouTube family. God bless you. God bless you. Welcome to Mel's consultation team, Kingdom Entrepreneurs. So, today you don't want to miss today's information. It's going to be critical for your business. So, today I'm going to talk about the 4 levels of cleaning as well as the 3-step process for onboarding your new prospect clients. So in our business, as I mentioned before, in my previous video, Mel's 101 services, we have the 4 levels of cleaning. So what does that mean? In order for you to go into recurring cleanings, you have to have level 1, which we have, which is our deep cleaning top to bottom. Why is that? Is that because you can't maintain something if you haven't cleaned it before, right? And most clients do know this. How are you supposed to maintain something when you haven't cleaned the baseboards before, or you haven't, cleaned the light fixtures or interior appliances, right? It can be a disaster if you go in and just create a general cleaning, or let's just say the customer is not qualified for it. So let's get into it. So today we're going to talk about, as I said, the 4 levels of cleaning and the 3-step hiring process. So level 1 is our top to bottom deep cleaning. We call it a T.T.B. Level 2 is our maintenance cleaning, which is weekly or bi-weekly. Level 3 is our general cleaning, which general cleaning can be a one-time clean, or if the client is qualified. So what does that mean? If they had a professional cleaner before, let's just say 2 or 3 months, then they'll be qualified for that because maybe the cleaner went away for a holiday, or they just can't wait for another cleaner, so they're calling you. So that's fine. They would be qualified for that. Level 4 is our promo cleaning. So we have our promo cleanings on the monthly basis. So mainly that is really good for seniors or people who stay home and they're able to maintain the home. And I'm going to talk about a little bit more in depth in that with the promo cleaning and other packages that you can elevate to get at almost $2,000, $3,000 upfront. So again, you want to make sure you subscribe and like this channel, because part 2, I'm going to get more in depth in regarding that. So that is our level 4 as we went through it. Level 1 is our top to bottom. Level 2 is our maintenance cleaning. Level 3 is our general cleaning. And level 4 is our promo cleaning. So now we're going to talk about information in regarding hourly rate. So, how do you charge? So in my company, what I do is I charge hourly rate for our level 1, which is our top to bottom. We charge $75 per hour. So you're probably wondering, oh, wow. So we are in Canada, Ontario. So I'm in Canada, Ontario. And this is just the hourly rate that I charge because I know what I'm worth, right? You have to know what you're worth and what you bring to the table. I did mention in the previous video, there's underground cleaners, there's pop-up cleaners. I am none of that. I know what I bring to the table, right? And as well as you have your expenses. So I charge $75 per hour on our deep cleaning services. On our level 2 now, we do not charge hourly rate. As mentioned before, again, now the client is qualified for a flat rate. So you're probably wondering, how do I charge on a flat rate then? How would I know? So for the first time in on the hourly rate, and this is what we do on our level 1, I tell the client, I cannot give you an estimate until I am able to see the facility. On our first time in, when we conduct the level 1 cleaning, we will complete an estimate forms, which we have estimate forms on your recurring level 2, which is our maintenance cleaning. And then we will give you a proper estimate on your recurring weekly or bi-weekly. So when you say that, it totally makes sense. They get it. They're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You can't give me an estimate if you don't know what you're estimating, right? So that makes sense. So as I mentioned, after we complete the level 1, then now we're able to estimate the level 2, which would be now a recurring weekly or bi-weekly. But you have to make sure that you know what you're doing, know your prices, because once you give that price, that's it. So now on our general cleaning, like I mentioned, if the client is qualified and they're able to go on our hourly rate for our general cleaning is 65 per hour, right? Because remember, they've had a professional cleaner before, and we're just coming in to do a little bit of touch up. So this is not a level 1 deep cleaning. It's just almost in between like a maintenance cleaning. So now our promo cleanings, and this is what we do, right? So I'm only going to give you, as I said, a little bit of information. You get money up front. So you're probably wondering, how do you do that without providing the services? Yes, you can do that. I've gotten up to $1,200 for the year on my promo cleanings. The promo cleanings, you can leverage money up front for the business. But like I said, you have to stay tuned for part 2, which I will discuss a little bit more information and as well as other packages that you can offer as well. So I'm going to talk about a little bit more about our 3-step hiring system. And then I'm going to go back into our 4 levels of cleaning because I want to share something with you. So our 3-level hiring system, number 1, you want to send out an estimate. Excuse me there. You want to send out an estimate. So you're probably wondering, there's so many estimate softwares out there. I just use one. And literally, you just have to get familiar with it. So the estimate, you can use Square. So Square, you can use for estimating as well as invoicing. So we send an estimate. Once the client approves, automatically, once they click approve button, you get the notification, right, from all the details that you sent over. Then you convert it, right, in the same software with Square into an invoice. You can update the information regarding a deposit that's required. And that's step number 2. So why do we have deposits required? For last minute cancellation. You have to cover your overheads. If the girls or your technician or whatever, whoever you call them, go on site and the client cancels last minute, that's a problem, right? Because then you have to pay them. You have to pay them at least a 2 to 3 hour minimum, right, for lockout fees. So in our business, we make sure we get that deposit. We don't start the car. We don't go anywhere unless we have that deposit. Now, keep in mind, variables can happen. Safe situations where, let's just say the client needs to cancel for whatever reason. That's fine. You have to honor it and say, okay, especially put it in your invoice. You're able to reschedule at any time, right? As long as we get the proper notice, as well as yourself. Maybe there's a situation that you have to change the schedule. You have to honor that too. So again, as I mentioned, invoicing is important, as well as collecting deposits. Number 3 is the confirmation email. So what software do I use? ZenMaid. I talk about that in my other previous videos. As I said, once you get that deposit, and that's in the estimate, you're telling them, once you get the deposit, I will send you your confirmation email. Once you get that deposit, you go right into ZenMaid. And a little trick that I will let you know is when you're sending out an estimate, automatically put the data information in ZenMaid. That's why I love ZenMaid so much, because you look so professional, right? You have up to 24 hours to respond to a prospect client. If you have that information in ZenMaid, automatically, because you already would have that to send the estimate and send the invoice for the deposit, you automatically should put that as a prospect on ZenMaid dashboard. Once, as I said, you have that deposit, you go into ZenMaid, and then you send that confirmation. I like to update it. Sometimes I edit information. I like to let them know what services they're going to be getting. So I will do a little bit of editing in ZenMaid before I send off that confirmation. So for instance, if it's a level 1, level 2, level 3, I will put that information in there and they will have that. And I'm telling you, I've had clients that say, wow, your process system is amazing. It's like I get the information very quickly and I'm very happy with that. And you look professional and it didn't even take that much time. So that is my 3-step hiring system. So now I want to talk about going back to the 4 levels of cleaning. So let's talk about the 4 levels of cleaning. So automatically, after you complete a level 1, which we did call it a deep cleaning, it automatically should turn into a recurring cleaning. So, people will get excited. Oh my God, I got a deep clean, amazing. You do the numbers. Let's do the numbers that I told you that I mentioned. So I said to you that I charge $75 per hour. So let's just say it was 6 man hours. 6 man hours times 2 technicians, 2 cleaning technicians is 12 hours. 12 hours times 75 is approximately $900 for the deep cleaning before taxes. Now that's great. That's great. But what if that could be a recurring weekly or bi-weekly? So if that was weekly or bi-weekly, you would get approximately for that year $3,960. You do the comparison. 900 or $3,960. I'm sure you know which one you would rather choose. So, those are the information in regarding the 4 levels of cleaning and the 3-step hiring system. I guarantee you, if you follow this method, I'm telling you, you will be able to build up your clientele because people are going to start spreading the word. But before I end, as I mentioned, please subscribe and like this channel. You want to hear about part 2 about my promo memberships, how to leverage money from the clients up to 1,200 or more. If you do the math, 1,200 times 4 up front, you know how much money that is. So don't forget to subscribe and like this channel. God bless you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you have any information or any questions, please let me know. God bless you.